This hour of the Shaun Thompson Show is sponsored exclusively by DonleyAuctions.com. They need your guns. Sell for top dollar. DonleyAuctions.com.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
From the streets of Melrose Park to the trading floor of the Merc, he's fought for every dollar he's ever earned. And now, with personal liberty and our system of capitalism under assault in America, he's here to seize back our rights from the government. With a cigar in one hand and a copy of the Declaration of Independence in the other, he's Shaun Thompson. And this is the Shaun Thompson Show.
Some folks are born made to
What happened to eggs? What happened to the price of eggs? Remember the eggs? Everybody remember the eggs. Of course you do. What I am going to do is show you beyond the shadow of a doubt the designed failure is the purpose of the policies of the crooked, corrupt, tax cheat, never worked in their life Democrat mafia. Every single case. I mean, every single case. The clips I have on the board from Governor Stupidface, the dumbest looking governor or politician this country's ever had, and that's saying something. Tim Walz pardoning a pedophile who raped a 10-year-old girl so he couldn't get deported. That's who you deal with when you deal with these rat pig Democrats. And I'm talking every one of them. No one is exempt. And how did they get this far? Feckless, crooked Republicans. Mitch McConnell. Anybody see Mitch? Yo, Mitch, where are you? He died 6 months ago. How the freck would we know? You're married to these old bastards. And then in the meantime, they get very rich. You get very poor. And all of the policies that the only president we know for certain, two things. One, he absolutely and unequivocally stole the election. He stole it by 30 million votes, that moron bastard that he was. And the other thing is, unlike Mitch McConnell, who just died and they're covering it up, Joe Biden had dementia. Legit, unequivocal, where am I, what day is it, and who put my pants on?
And Joan Shingang, Shanga Kawawa.
He also holds the record, and this is saying something with George W. Bush, the only president in 250 years to ever attempt to say a sentence without a word. Joe Biden, an entire sentence without a word. And you know what that was called? Normal. And that's what it does. It lowers the expectation so low that you could hear a thief, a fraud, a con artist do this.
This is the most corrupt administration literally, I would say this coming from Chicago. The type of corruption here would make an alderman blush in the city of Chicago.
Those aldermen are all your friends, nine-finger Yakuza. You and your crooked rat brothers, from that ugly-faced pedophile-looking doctor you got to the other scumbag in Hollywood, who all Daley's crime syndicate family went and worked for when they got in trouble here, like when the nephew killed the 90-pound kid. Where did he go? He went and worked for your crooked rat brother. When he went in partners to create Uber, what happened? All the regulations got lifted. You and that other imbecile Obama, married to that Bigfoot broad with all the ghost jobs, you cleared the pathway for your brother and Uber and all the problems, right? And you're going to talk about crooked? Not to mention, you worked in the private sector for 18 months. 18 months where you were paid $16 million. And when asked why they paid you that, they said you went to work early and stayed late. And who are they, Squirrel? They are scum. They are scum, Wall Street money bundler lobbyist scum. They're these guys.
News, one of Wall Street's top corporate restructuring experts is threatening to go to war with investment banking titan Joseph Perella. Charlie Gasparino has...
He worked for Joseph Perella and Weinberg. Scum. Listen to me. Listen. Scum. Quasi-lobbyist, quasi-money manager. These are the suck-ons that paid this nine-finger dwarf $16.5 million to clear the pathway through the Obama years. All inside bulldung, the Chicago way, where Rahm Emanuel will talk about the corruption of aldermen that he ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner with, right? Half of those rat pigs are sitting at Manny's right now. Bunch of old commie crooks.
And you cannot do it from a minority state. You can only do it when you have your hand on the gavel and have people come up and testify. How is it that you got this kind of cryptocurrency, and why is it that...
You know how he did it? Hey, stupid. Unlike you, his whole life, he was in business. Unlike you and all those suck-on, fat-ass, half-wannabe gangsters. Not a one of them could win a fight. And anytime anyone who wants to try, I'm easy to find. Not a one of them. But they all walk around like mobsters. Every one of you, like you're a bunch of businessmen and tough guys and a cop. You're $2 whores. Every alderman. Donald Trump, his whole life in business. Did you know, Squirrel, you know the Trump watch that he sells? On just the watch. You know how much money he made last year? On just the watch. $6 million. $6 million. What did you ever make honestly in your life? And then there's our fat slob trust fund baby. Never worked a day in his life and pretends to be a man.
Donald Trump thinks that we should trust him on the economy because he claims to be very rich. But take it from an actual billionaire. Trump is rich in only one thing: stupidity.
You run a state that is a crime syndicate social club. Your whole fracking state. And by the way, you are an actual billionaire. Ripped out toilets, you thief, to lower the assessed value of a mansion you bought because you didn't want to be a neighbor. And the only reason you're a billionaire, fat boy, is because your mother, she gave that cross-eyed moron, your father, she gave him a lap dance. And that's it. It's the only reason. Don't ever pretend to be a man when you're standing around other men. You could be a man around Rahm Emanuel. You could be a man around those half-ass gangsters. Ed Burke with his big fat ass. Mike Madigan. And all those suck-ons you guys ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner with. Every one of you. But now you're going to compare what Trump did as a businessman to what? Stealing money from policies the way you, Barack Obama, who couldn't pay his car payment, just like Brandon Johnson, couldn't pay for the most basic necessities. 70 million, 100 million, anything he needs, because you created the policies and you cut in the corporatists to assure money in envelopes, just like a $2 alderman that you used to be able to buy for $300. He'll throw his sister in for another $200. The $2 whores that you Democrat scum always have been and always will be.
This is the most corrupt administration in
Bring me your sister!
Literally, I would say this coming from Chicago. The type of corruption here would make an alderman blush in the city of Chicago. And you cannot do it from a minority state. You can only do it when you have your hand on the gas.
How did this lobbyist scum firm make all the money it made in Chicago? How did it make all the money it made when Barack Obama was president? In fact, how did all your Obama's friends and your friends, how did you buy all the for-profit colleges when they were crushed with regulations and the prices went down? And then you scumbags bought them. And then all the regulations went away. And you made a fortune with all that free college tuition. Come on, you fracking moron. Do you think you're a man? When it comes to making money, the men stay in the real arena. Donald Trump didn't run for dog catcher till he was 70 years old. Think about that. And when it comes to making money, it's funny how you watch the media craft the interview to fit the narrative of that nine-fingered half-ass Yakuza pansy that he is.
This after financial disclosures revealed President Trump made more than $2.2 billion in his first year back in office, 3 times more than he made the year before. Most of the money came from the Trump family cryptocurrency business, with a major investment from a firm closely tied to the United Arab Emirates.
A major investment by 17 million Americans who also bought into the coin. Is that illegal now? It's funny, the blind trust. It didn't get any attention when J.B. Fatass, who's got a yardstick of ass crack, when this fat slob with cleavage never worked a day in his life, he had a blind trust. Didn't matter to you. He was on hours and hours of FBI tape with a convicted scumbag, Blagojevich. Didn't matter to you. He gave money to that lipless pig, Lisa Madigan. He gave money to Mike Madigan and fat-ass Ed Burke and every other crooked rat Democrat that's done time. Didn't matter to you.
Our Weekend Watch shines a spotlight on government activity. A Better Government Association investigation is taking a closer look at Governor J.B.
Now, is this Andy Shaw's one? You don't know Andy Shaw with that pencil neck, that geek that he is. His daughter, out of law school, goes to work for Barack Obama, right when he wins the election. Then, under Joe Biden, Andy Shaw's daughter, not only married to that moron that looks like the lesbian on MSNBC, his daughter gets appointed to be a judge. A judge? The frack does she know? She knows how to navigate Chicago Democrat mafia crime in a once great city, now a ghetto called Chicago.
Pritzker's personal investments. When Pritzker took office, he promised to shift his portfolio into a blind trust to avoid conflicts of interest.
All right.
But the BGA's report found Pritzker's blind trust includes interests in a dozen companies with billions of dollars in state business.
In a dozen companies getting paid to fix potholes that never get fixed. A dozen companies. And what was the penalty? Every half-ass good for nothing cockroach, whether they have a contract and a Cadillac or not, couldn't wait to get cut in on the Chicago scam with these fat pansies.
In a statement to the BGA, the governor's campaign said in part, quote, Governor Pritzker's blind trust is blind. That means he is not part of any decisions, nor does he have any information regarding any investments.
Well, that was good enough for everybody. That's exactly what Trump says. Now what? You know what he did? He's got the same thing Pritzker had. And here's the difference. Donald Trump lost the money in the real estate crash in the late 80s, early 90s. Built it up. Lost it again in the .com. Built it up. Took a hit again. Built it up. What did J.B. Pritzker do? Nothing. Never had to. Grandpa Abe and that cross-eyed dimwit father of his set it all up so the morons couldn't touch it.
He receives no regular reporting on what the trustees and investment advisors decide to purchase and plays no role in any investment decisions, period.
Copy, paste. That's what we're going to say from now on with Trump. Now, every Democrat that voted for Pritzker, shut your fracking mouth, starting with you, Nine Fingers, or you'll get your ass kicked.
The White House defending the president.
And let's remember, Bill, why Americans elected this president to office, because he was an outsider.
Oh, that's the clip? That was the news clip? But that's not what Donald Trump said. That's nothing. They didn't play what he said. Isn't it funny the way they edit the narrative for the mafia scum that are the recipient of all the corporatist kickbacks that made these scumbag aldermen and their $2 whore lives look like they were successful businessmen?
Your financial disclosure shows you had a very lucrative year last year. What message does this send to average Americans?
Well, I don't get involved in my personal. We have funds that run my money.
But you are benefiting.
Well, I've made a lot of money before I became president.
Oh, by the way, Squirrel, the golf course in New Jersey had a profit of $51 million. Hosted 3 tournaments. Then the golf course that he owns in Scotland, that made $65 million. See, he makes his money kind of the different way. Right out in the open. Golf courses, buildings, watches. What do you want to buy? Steaks, we got that. You want wine? I got that. How did Barack Obama buy Robin's Nest in Hawaii or Martha's Vineyard or the $12 million Washington man? How did Barack Obama do it when he couldn't pay on the ghetto Bentley? Because he stole the money under the table like Chicago Democrats.
And they invest my money, and I don't talk to them. I don't even speak to them. So I have many people, I don't know what they call it, closed accounts or something. You put your money in, and that's it. I don't talk to them. They're big institutions, and they run it. But, yeah, I've had a great career. You saw the cash, and you report the different things and what they do.
See, that's how you know he made it. And he's proud of it. Did you see it? I made it. How come Barack never did that with that big foot broad? How come nobody knew? She had how many jobs where there was never a replacement hired when Barack kept getting promotions? How many ghost jobs did Big and Ugly have? How many? Is it more or less than Tony Resco's family? Anybody want to talk about Resco? Hey, greasy pig, how you doing? You build it all back up? You never lost it. Your son ran it. How'd that work? Gets indicted, convicted. All of a sudden, the kid, 20 years old, doing $30 million deals with scum Democrats. How's that work?
So we gave it, I think it's called the blind account, but they take it. And I never speak to any of the people that run the money, but they're at big institutions, and they invest in whatever they invest.
But critics say you're profiting off the presidency.
Well, you know why I'm profiting? Because the stock market's going up. Everybody's profiting. If you have a 401k, how's your 401k done? It's about up 85%. Thank you, President Trump. So
exactly right. Everybody profits when a businessman who actually made money allows business people to thrive. In Chicago, how are you doing? As the nine-finger Yakuza scumbag made money. How are you doing as Lori Lightfoot, who could sour milk by looking at it through glass, that fish-faced pig? How are you doing with Brandon Johnson raising your taxes? How you doing? You doing good? How about Pritzker in Illinois? How you guys doing in the private sector? You doing good? See, that's the difference. Somebody who makes money the honest way through business, and scum, whore, leech politicians who suck off policies intended to make everything more expensive for you, me and you. 312-642-5600.
Marxists, socialists, and communists are not welcome on the Shaun Thompson Show on AM 560.